And in our social segment this morning, we are talking about blood donation and safe blood transfusion. And my guest this morning, Dr. Paul Mensah, he's the head of the Southern Area Blood Center of the National Blood Service. And I also have the lovely Mrs. Elizabeth Adase Akote. She's a voluntary blood donor advocate and also a survivor. And they're here this morning to tell us about the World Blood Donation Day and also educate us a bit about donating blood and safe transfusion and everything that has to do with it. So, good morning.
Good
How
morning.
are you doing this morning?
Very well, thanks.
Okay. So tomorrow is World Blood Donation Day.
Yes.
Okay. What does that mean to us? I'll start with you, Mr. Akote. What does that mean to us? World Blood Donation Day.
All over the world, 14 June has been earmarked to celebrate voluntary donors and also to create awareness about the need for us to donate blood. So we celebrate it in all the countries.
Okay. What is the theme for this year's celebration?
It's Save Blood for Saving Mothers.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Any special reason why?
Yeah, because it's been realized that a lot of the maternal deaths that occur in Africa can be reduced if we have safe blood for our mothers. Because about 25% of all the deaths that occur in this country, are blood related.
Okay. All right. You're also a survivor. We'll come to you in a minute so you can share a bit of your story with us. But
Okay.
let me go to Doc now so that he can tell us exactly what we mean when we say blood transfusion. Now, a lot of time we hear people saying donate blood, help the blood bank, help the blood center, willingly give blood and all of that for transfusions and so on. But we don't really know what goes into the process. So can you explain a little bit to us what we mean when we say blood transfusion?
All right. So blood transfusion just means that for some reason a person needs to be given blood to help him survive some medical condition that he may have. And these medical conditions are not very strange. They are everyday things that can happen to anybody. Children with severe malaria, people undergoing cancer treatment, women who have gone for childbirth, delivery, pregnancy-related complications, and road traffic accidents. I mean, these are but a few of some of the reasons why people need a transfusion. But when a person needs transfusion, because blood cannot be manufactured, it has to be given by somebody. So the process starts with people giving blood voluntarily. And then when the blood is given, it is screened, it is processed. Every individual has a unique blood group. And so the blood group is found out, the blood that has been donated is screened for infections and so on. And it is cross-matched. That means that it is tested against the person who is about to receive the blood to make sure that there will be no complications that will come because of the transfusion. And then when it is found that it is okay, or what we say it is compatible, then the person can now
go through the process of receiving the blood. So
exactly.
There are a lot of benefits in actually giving blood to somebody, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll come back to you now, Mrs. A. We saw a little bit of your story. Can you share a little with us in the studio here?
Okay. In February 2003, I was pregnant with my third child. And so I was very fit. I was a very good patient, took all my antenatal regularly. The week before I checked, my blood was very good. It was 13.3. So when I felt that when I felt it was time for me to deliver, I went to the hospital and they were checking me. Everything was okay until they came to check the heartbeat of the baby and realized that something wasn't going too well. So they broke my waters, and afterwards I felt this discomfort. But by God's grace, the baby came out. The gynecologist came, the baby came out.
Healthy baby.
Well, when he came out, he had 2 cords around his neck and wasn't crying at the time. But by God's grace, they worked on him, and he's very fine and doing very good now. But afterwards, when they asked me to pass urine, they realized that I was not able to do that. And so they realized I had a complication. And decided that they had to take me to theater immediately because we were not sure whether my uterus had broken. But when we went, but the catch here is that there was no blood because it was a private clinic. But what they had was blood products, frozen plasma. And so that's what they administered. They started administering and had a surgery. But as I suffered what they call primary postpartum hemorrhage. That's bleeding heavily, and so DIC setting. In layman's terms, what it means is that the amniotic fluid entered my bloodstream and acted as an anticoagulant. So all my blood stopped clotting and was just pouring. Indeed, by the time that they finished the surgery, there was no blood because my brother had now gone to 37 to arrange through his colleague to get some blood. And I'm told I was lying there paper white, and at a point they even couldn't get a pulse for me. Fortunately, the blood came in, but 37 had only 2 pints of my blood group where I reached positive, which was woefully inadequate because I was paper white at that point.
So you needed a lot more than the 2 pints that was available. So what happened?
Fortunately, my husband's cousin was a doctor at Tema General Hospital, so they had to crisscross there too and got another 2 pints.
So if your husband's cousin had not come to your aid, or if you hadn't known somebody like that, what would have been the outcome?
Your guess is as bad as mine. And that's why I do this.
Right. So what advice would you give to the general public today, especially pregnant women? Because from your story, as far as you were concerned, you were fine until after you delivered. That's when you found the complications. So what would you like to tell pregnant mothers out there, and all women in general, especially with regards to the theme this year as well?
Yeah, I would like to tell all mothers to take their antenatal seriously. Pregnancy is serious business. Every pregnancy comes with its own risk. And also, I'd like to encourage all women to donate blood, because when a transfusion is needed, it is an emergency. And since we are at risk when it comes to our God-given role as mothers, I would like to encourage all women to donate blood. Indeed, I know a lady who has donated 30 times and she has 2 children. So you can donate and you'll still be fit.
But why do you say women? Should it just be women alone? Everybody really should donate blood.
Yes, everybody should donate blood,
But you're stressing on women in particular.
Yes.
Why?
I'm stressing because of our theme. The theme is Save Blood for Saving Mothers.
Okay.
Men normally, if you watch the statistics, I'm sure doctor will confirm, are more of the voluntary donors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we women should form the habit of donating more.
Yes.
Okay. Doc, how safe is it for one to donate blood? I mean, I know there are a lot of conspiracies out there about people not wanting their blood in other people because they don't, or people not wanting to receive other people's blood because they don't know them, they don't know what kind of ailments or diseases they have and all of that. Can you reassure us about how safe it is for one to donate and receive blood?
Okay, so when someone donates blood, we don't just take the individual and put him on the couch and say donate blood. We take the individual. First of all, you go through what is called a medical screening, all right? So you are given a questionnaire that you actually go through, and there are so many questions there. And it's all because we want to make sure that you yourself, you are quite fit and healthy on that day. And before we proceed, we check your hemoglobin level. We need to make sure that you have enough blood yourself before you give some out. And then we also check your BP. So basically, you go through a sort of a mini medical checkup. And then when you are passed as fully fit, then you move to the donation couch where you can actually donate. And once the process of donation starts, it's just about 10 or 15 minutes, and then you are done.
No pain, nothing.
Well, it's a needle that goes into you, so there's just a small pain of a pinprick, but after that you wouldn't have any pain. Afterwards, we advise that you can go about your normal duties, but you don't engage in strenuous exercise. So
really, there's really nothing frightening or scary about donating blood, and we should all form the habit of getting into that. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but I'd love to continue with this. Maybe we'll have to get you back so that you educate us some more about the blood donation process. So we've been talking about the National Blood Transfusion Service this morning, and also about this year's World Blood Donor Day. And my guests this morning have been Dr. Paul Mensah. He's the head of the Southern Area Blood Center of the National Blood Service, and also Mrs. Elizabeth Adase Akote, who is a voluntary blood donor advocate and also a survivor. So you've heard them say there's nothing scary about donating blood. Indeed, you never know when you might be the one in need of that blood. You could actually be receiving the same blood that you donated, so you never know. Let's form the habit of donating blood. This has been our social segment here on New Day, but please do stay tuned for more.